magnadok. Anin, kagigabo indigenakaz. Mekanak and dudem. Mekanak wajawing and dunjaba. Gakabakang and da nongom. And what I said there was a traditional Ojibwe protocol greeting. I said, hello all of my relatives. My name is Kagigabo. I'm Turtle Clan. I'm from Turtle Mountain. And I live in Minneapolis today. And I'd first off love to say, ᒥᓐ띠ᒨ뾱ᓐｈ. Thank you so much for listening to these Ojibwe Word of the Day live. I've really enjoyed doing them, and it's been a great pleasure for me to share some of my language and culture with all of you. So 미ᓐ띠ᒨényᓐ. And tonight's word of the day, I thought, since I did Akiwenzi last week, the old man, the one who comes from the earth, I thought it would only be proper and fair to discuss the term in Ojibwe for old lady, and that's Mindimooyenh. Mindimooyenh. You'll notice at the end of that, if you've seen the spelling of it, it has this NH, and that's a nasal sound, so it's really Mindimooyenh. Mindimooyenh. The air comes from out of your nose when you say that word. And that's an incredibly important word in Anishinaabe society, in Anishinaabe culture, and Anishinaabe Ojibwe. And really it's, as a word, it's part of a cycle. And you'll notice this with Ojibwe culture that cycles tend to move with the number 4. And so in the life of a woman, again, there's this number 4, and it begins as minamuyenh, and that's the infant, that's the baby. Next is the abanuji, and that's the Ojibwe word for child, but it's also ikwezanes. Ikwezanes would be the word for girl. After that phase, the next phase of her life will be ikwe, a woman, someone who is able to give life. Someone who is able to bring new Anishinaabe into the world. And that's a very sacred power, and that's very highly respected amongst our people. And then at the last stage of life is the Mindimooyenh. Mindimooyenh. And I think that's a really cool word. So one thing to note about it in Ojibwe society is that this is not a dismissive or disrespectful term to call someone a Mindimooyenh. In fact, in Anishinaabe society, this is a very respectful term. And it's one that, when you're using it, you are acknowledging a woman who has been given the gift and blessing of long life, of someone who has history, culture, ceremony to share and to bestow onto the Anishinaabe nation. So it is an incredibly important term. It's one that's used very respectfully. It's never, and I think we do that in American English, in American society, where we say, that old lady, and it's nothing like that with Anishinaabe. And one of the reasons is when you're using that term, Mindimooyenh, is what that word really means. And part of it is minj. It has this morpheme in it, minj. And that means to hold. So if I say minjimin, that's to hold someone. Minjimi is to hold really tightly. Here's one I love, minjimaendum, minjimaendum. And that is to remember, to recollect. What it really means is to hold in your thoughts. To hold in your thoughts. So Mindimooyenh, this word actually means the being, the person who holds society together, who holds all of us together. And what that really means then is, at this stage in her life, she's often called Nokomis, grandmother. A Mindimooyenh would be a lady who is, would be by definition a woman who is menopausal. So as that ability and that gift and that sacred power to give life wanes, her ceremonial and her spiritual power increases. And with that, this idea of holding it together, holding all of us together, begins in the household, in the lodge, and that's Grandma's job. She's holding all of us together. She is helping us with our families. She knows how, she's been through so much and has so much wisdom to bestow on us as we're trying to raise our families. And it's grandma. And so she's holding the family unit together. And that family unit is part of a clan unit, a dudem. That's where that word totem comes from, dudem. And so in your clan, you have a clan matriarch who is helping with ceremonies, who's helping raise all of these kids by using teachings, by using the stories, and by using traditional medicine too when we need it. And that clan is part of a odena, would be a city, and nowadays that would even be like a band. And that odena fits into an even bigger part of the Anishinaabe Nation. So what the old woman's folk function is to hold all of us together in a very loving, in a very caring and affectionate way. And that's an incredibly important job. And that term that we use, no kumis, one of the stories I've heard of, one of the very first Mindimooyenh, the one that they called no kumis, when she left, she became the moon, Tibiki. And so you'll even hear Anishinaabe nowadays talking about Tibiki as no kumis or kokumisanan. So it's and you'll notice that moon, that great mother, that grandmother, is looking after women during every month. And so that's a very important function that she has. So I would just like to say, Apijigo miigwech bizendauieg. Thank you all so much for listening. I am so happy to have a chance again to talk about some of these very old, very ancient words, and to have a chance to meet so many of you online and on Facebook. So please feel free to share this video with anyone who may be interested in Ojibwe culture, our language, Anishinaabe language, our history, our philosophy, and our spirituality. Aho, mi'u wakidoyan nongom. That's all I'm going to say tonight. Apijigo miigwech bizendauieg. Again, thank you so much for listening. Mi'u.